Hey, this is Sebastian from the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I'm joined by.
Craig Schmuel.
It's great to be chatting this evening. First up, can you give me a very brief history of the band and what other names did you come up with before setting on the mystical hot chocolate endeavors?
Absolutely, yeah. The Mystical Chocolate Endeavors came together as like a name that I made in high school.
Right.
Ironically, I had this death metal band that I was doing a bunch of stuff with, and the one night I was just pissing around with a bunch of different band names and stuff like that, and I thought about the Mystical Chocolate Endeavors, and I kind of just sat in like a phone note for years and years and years.
Right.
Um, until I was kind of ready to get this project up and running when I went out to Boston to go to music school. And there I started working on all this extra music that wasn't death metal. And I was like, well, I need a place to put all of this, and so that became the Mystical Hot Chocolate Endeavors. And then after I had like probably a full record's worth of music, I hit up my roommate slash buddy William Candelario. He's the drummer in the Mystical Hot Chocolate Endeavors, and I said, hey man, I've got all these tunes, and I'm not feeling. I'm feeling like I want to have more places to do things. Would you be interested in working on music with me? And
Uh-huh.
he was totally in, and the rest is a very slow moving history, but the history nonetheless. It's we've for a band that's technically been active since like 2017-ish, 16, 17. It's between the pandemic, kind of throwing a bit of a wrench in the gears and all these other things, but we're up and moving now. We're got the new record coming out. I'm stoked. It's pretty great. And then not to obviously not to leave out my other buds, Trevor Martin, who plays guitar and keyboards live, and then Tyler Novak, who also plays bass and like sub keys live. They're both just tremendous friends of mine that I met at Berkeley. Just some of my best friends that I'm very, very happy to be able to play music with.
Brilliant. Well, I've had your album a very short while and think it's awesome, mate. It's a meaty morsel of many genres, isn't it? And moves
Yeah,
and swings, man. I love it.
thank you,
So
man.
the death metal bit then is that coming from obviously your background? Because
Oh God, yeah.
would you best describe a clockwork without craftsman in 4 words?
In 4 words, hmm, it's it's wide. It's wide. There's a lot of reach. Like balls out. Everything is like cranked to 10 at all times. Anyways, I can layer things and make things sound as glorious as possible. I've got a tremendous producer, Daniel Farnsworth, that I've done my last like 6 albums with now. Mystical to be coming out for like the next 10 years or so, man. It's
Right.
we're ready. But he and myself both are just like really big audio nerds, and we love throwing on headphones to get swirling stereo effects and all that thing, to allow for like that super immersive experience. And we just have such a good time with that, that it's I get things big. Let's think. Socially conscious, I guess, would be one. I tend to push. Well, I guess that's 2 words, but we're gonna use one describing. Just I like to push. I don't want to say make people uncomfortable, but it's just like some things just need to be out in the open. And I know there's a lot of different ways that a lot of different bands and artists will choose, what's right about and how. But like I've always kind of just been one of those people that it's like, well, if we can put uncomfortable things in front of people, make them learn, make them understand, like then suddenly there's more awareness and there's more respect for situations, stuff like the Sorry music video we had released a few months back, where Sorry kind of has this very large focus on domestic abuse, and rather than kind of being a bit more reserved with that, I wanted to be very on the nose with it. In the video is just make people see this for what it is. So it's like the next time you hear about your bud or your chick or whatever that's like going through some shit with like some fucking asshole, it's like, well, this may very well be going down, and let's take the time to be aware of this and help those, help those in need, be the better person. Yeah. Um, and then I guess lastly, just fun. Like we're in this for fun, man. We just want to have a good time, make a bunch of music.
Yeah.
It is all about the music. We're not particularly good at social media or any of those other things that I know a lot of people care about, and it's very important, and I recognize that. But
Yeah.
we play music, man. We just want to have a good time.
Brilliant. Out of sight, out of mind is my favorite today on the album. Which would you
Oh,
say is
awesome.
your, which would you say is yours today and why? They'll all be yours.
Ooh. All right, all right. Well, thank you very much. Out of sight, out of mind was one of those tunes that I was like, we need to go like somewhat new metally, somewhat proggy, somewhat, dude, I love that song. Can't wait to play it live at some point, hopefully too.
Yeah.
I would say my favorite song up to this point is probably hmm, Present But Not Here.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, that was a really big one, and that's actually one of the oldest songs on that album. Like I had started
okay.
that tune like a long, long time ago, and I kind of slowly been building it up to
Mhm.
that finished one. I think it's a very good representation of all of the genre hopping that this band likes to do, between songs or within the songs.
Yeah.
There's that really rad clapping thing at the end of the song
Yeah.
that was me and Will in the studio when we were doing drums.
Right.
Did that. Yeah, yeah. It was just a good time, and I love that song for a lot of reasons. Plus, I'm always trying to find little ways to throw like kitty. Uh,
Okay.
I love it. I love it. But I'm always trying to find little ways to throw little quotes or lines from some of my favorite art. Be it movies, television, or video games. And the chorus of that song actually references like this Dark Souls video game that I've been playing for friggin' ever. In
Right.
the chorus, yeah. But no, man, I love that tune. I mean, I love all that music of it a
Yeah.
lot, but that song specifically, like it rings a certain, it resonates with me in a particular way.
I'm a big fan of artwork, and yours is
Mhm.
awesome. Do you plan to have that framed at your home at some stage, or even behind
I
you on the wall?
Yeah, I wish, man. This was the first one, the clock record that I've been working with this artist now for the last 4 or 5 records now. Landon Richmond, he's this Boston-based artist. He kind of like I met him out there in Boston when I went out to school, just right on Newberry Street. He used to have this amazing little shop. We went in like my first week being in Boston, and I just loved his like dark, kind of Tim Burton-esque. Like it's
Mhm.
cute, but it's dark, but it's kind of fun and different. And he had done like a bunch of stuff, and the clock record was actually the first one I didn't get a physical thing from. He had hand done all like the humanistic perspective record, and then the couple of stuff he had done for my other death metal band. Um, and like this was the first one I didn't get something, so I'm gonna have to see if I can get like a good print of it. You know.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. Um, okay then. So can you give me three bands or singers? Sorry, start again. Can you give me three bands that have influenced your journey as a musician?
Oh God, yeah. I would say Nine Inch Nails would be probably one of the bigger ones. That was like a big eye-opening experience to the idea that things can be dark and brutal, but also retain a lot of melody and a lot of delicacies, dynamics, stuff like that that I think a lot of heavy bands take for granted sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, Failure. Failure is one of my all-time favorite bands. I think in regards to like creating like big concept albums and stuff like that, they kind of killed it, and then they went away because of the drugs, but they're back now, so we all get to be excited about that.
Yeah.
Um, and then probably like okay, the prog rock band that kind of opened my eyes to like everything and all of it. Genesis, those
Okay.
early Genesis records, man. Selling by the pound, Foxtrot, uh, what am I forgetting right now? Nursery Crimes. I mean, it's all just, in my opinion, my favorite kind of prog is nothing's particularly overwhelming in like a musical sense, but the dynamics and the sound structures, they just take you to places, you know, and that's kind of the shit that I just love the most. So yeah, that'd be the big three.
Brilliant. Well, your album kind of does that as well, doesn't it? Your new album takes you to places. It's like a journey. I love it. It's brilliant.
Thanks, man.
Um, so, will you be having an album release party? And because you're based in the States, do you plan to do any live streaming of shows, anything like that?
There won't be an album release show. Mystical is a bit of a weird one because the members of the band, the members of the live band, I should say specifically, we're all over the place. So I'm here in, you know, Chicago, where the bassist is in Toronto, the drummers in Puerto Rico, and
Wow.
the other guitarists in Colorado. You know, or he'll be back to Houston soon enough. But it's kind of one of those things where we when we get together, it's to tour. You know, it's
Right.
mostly to tour and to, you know, kind of crank that out. That being said, there will be touring fairly soon.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. September. We're gonna be touring in September. Only gonna be here in the States for right now.
Right.
I don't know how we'd be able to, like, the streaming shows and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, like really amazing stuff. I've seen some great, you know, bands doing that kind of thing. I just don't know how to wrap my head around that technology at this time, you know. But
Yeah.
if we get hooked up with anybody that does know how to pull that off, like we would love to. You know, we've got a brand new live show that we're going to be starting this year, you know, with a bunch of the new album music and stuff like that, and we would love that.
And of course, some of your songs are like well over like the 7 minute mark, aren't they? How
Yeah,
difficult is it going to choose which songs to play? I mean, can you just not just play the whole album?
yeah, and it would be amazing. You know, some of those longer songs, I've got to be a bit careful with, you know, what I'm telling, you know, the guys, like, oh, we're gonna learn, you know, X song for this tour, and it's like, oh fuck, we just took on a 9.5 minute commitment, you know. So it's always a little different, you know.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So next one, then. If there was a rock song about yourself, what would it be called? Actually, a death metal song about yourself, what would it be called?
Ooh, a death metal song about myself. Fuck. Uh, 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 Murdering my self doubt.
Cool. Love it.
They're murdering my self doubt. There we go.
I
Just
love
kill that bastard. Yeah.
it. Love it, man. Love it. All right. So next one, then. Can you tell us why we should check out the mystical hot chocolate endeavors?
Absolutely. Yeah. I would say to anybody, for any, you know, music lover, people that are just into a wide variety of things, you know, we're kind of sort of the band that's made to just say, you know, fuck gatekeeping, you know, fuck, you know, holding back. Like, we just want to play music. We want to play heavy music. We want to play melodic music. We want to play, you know, atmospheric dreams, you know, scape shit.
Yeah.
It's like we want to be a band that's intention is to find a way to entertain as many people as we can without selling out. You know, again, I'm not really sure what the hell that even means at this point anymore, you know, but it's just like we just want to be the band that people can enjoy. And I hope that when people can listen through the Clock record, there's going to be something for everybody. You know, the Out of Sight, Out of Mind, super heavy. You know, the How Much Longer. You know, fans of that like late '90s, early 2000s post grunge shit.
Yeah.
Eye to Eye. People that are like into more, you know, The Cure, Depeche Mode, Tears for Fears. You know, I want to we want to deliver on everything. You know, so yeah.
Brilliant. Cool. So finally, then, last five, this fast five questions. So try not to think too much. First one is favorite singer,
Ooh, Trent Reznor.
favorite album,
Oh, mix between the Fragile sides A and B, or Fantastic Planet by Failure.
favorite drink,
Ooh, I'm a mule guy. I love mules of all varieties.
Right. Okay. Favorite food?
Um, Chicago diner. It's vegan food, but I promise it tastes good.
Cool. Actually, vegan food does taste good. My girlfriend's Ukrainian. That's all she eats is vegan food, so it's all good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
So,
Good
the
stuff.
next, it is. Favorite inspiration?
Oh, going to shows. I think more people in bands that are not going to enough shows tend to be less inspired. See as much live music as you can. It's the best. I've probably been to well over a couple thousand shows in my 28 years of existence. Well, I'm sure that math doesn't add up, but I've been to a lot of shows, and every time it's the best. It always gets me going. Tonight I'm going to see my boss's A Perfect Circle cover band
Okay.
here, yeah, in Joliet. But
Cool.
yeah, just go see live music. Biggest inspiration.
Awesome, mate. I want to thank you so much for your time tonight. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for inviting me, first and foremost. Thank you very much to anybody for watching and listening. And that A Clock Without a Craftsman is going to be out on August 11th, 2023. Please check it out if y'all wouldn't mind. That'd be super sick.
Just another chance to let you down, another opportunity. Typical of you to be the one forgiving all my faults and shortcomings. And you're feeling confrontation is a means of control when you're slipping through the cracks. I understand just how you'd feel if I were dealing with me. A single word that can be said, the rest just doesn't sound as good outside my head. The mumbled noises aren't so clear. Be quiet, stay down, and all the problems will disappear. Lumber so sore and cuts too deep. My shirt stained red and my head aches. You mean everything to me. Even with the problems I foresee, my eyes are sore from all the tears. Forgive me, love, but this you need to hear. Just another chance to beat me down, another opportunity. Typical of you to be the one throwing another punch at me. And you're feeling confrontation is a means of control when you're slipping through the cracks. But not again, not today. This all